So welcome back to Teanomix, where we help you optimize your life with tea. In this episode, we're going to learn 10 tea terms that you must know if you really love tea. And once you use these, you might even sound like a tea pro yourself. We're just going to start with 10 right now of the most commonly used ones. At the same time, learning these tea vocabularies will help you learn much more about the world of tea itself. So the first word is terroir. Now this is a French word, and what it really means is the environment in which the tea is grown. Tea plants are kind of like humans. We all come from a certain country. We're born from a city. You can even narrow it down to the neighborhood or district level. So the soil, the climate, the altitude will all influence how the tea tastes. You could even say that tea becomes a product of its environment. So if the soils are shitty, the sun is absent, then you're not going to get the best grade of tea. This also explains why the same tea type may taste, smell, or even appear different depending on where it's grown. Black tea from Thailand may not be the same ones from Kenya. So the next word is cultivar. This refers to the tea plant variety that was used to grow the tea. So different cultivar will produce different flavors, aroma, and even traits. Just think of it as having different breeds and species like you would when it comes to your pets, like your dog. It's a difference between a golden retriever and a husky. So the same applies for tea too. Lots of cultivar out there, and they all will require different parameters in raising them. The next word is aroma. Now you probably know what this means already. So the aroma refers to the fragrance that the tea possesses. There's quite a range of distinct fragrances there, depending on the tea that you buy. It could either be floral, fruity, woody, or even smoky. So in a way, tea has its own natural scent. Every tea cultivar will actually have its own signature scent. So the next word is body. Now, in the wine world, they use this term a lot too. So the body refers to how thick and full the tea feels when you drink them. It could be thin, medium, or even heavy, depending on the tea type. If you're drinking something like the black tea, then it'll probably be more on the heavier side. Green or white tea will probably be more thin. You could also remember this as skim milk versus whole milk. You're getting the same liquid, but just different weight. And next on the list is the term mouth feel. This is when you use words like smooth, silky, velvety, creamy, or even rough. So as you can see, there are a lot of ways to describe the sensations in which you can get when drinking your tea. And the next vocabulary is finish. The finish of the tea or the aftertaste. So just think of this like the song's echo that you have even after the concert stops. It's that lingering taste that you can still feel in your mouth and memory. Usually good quality tea will produce good aftertaste. Another way to remember this is to be able to hear the echoes of the notes from the tea leaves even after the concert has finished. All right, and the next word is infusion. Now this is simply the act of brewing the tea itself. Every time that you steep your tea into your cup of water, that's one infusion. And usually the first few infusions are the most flavorful since the water hasn't fully extracted the contents from the tea itself. Every other infusion is actually going to taste different from the one prior to it. I like to think that this helps keep things interesting. Every infusion is like a different dimension that you get to enjoy. But obviously the more infusions in, the less of that tea flavor you will get. The next word on the list is astringency. Now this is when your mouth feels tight or even dry from just drinking tea that's been, let's say, steeped for too long. Usually it's the black tea or underbrewed green tea that will be most stringent. Think of it as like eating banana that's not ripe yet, right? You get that dry taste in your mouth. And this is all because of the tannins that the tea has. So the tannins are the natural compounds inherent in tea, which makes it bitter. And just because it's astringent does not mean it's bad. Tannins are actually a form of polyphenols, and they help neutralize the damage caused by the free radicals in your body. So these molecules are also known as the bodyguards to protect the tea as they're growing up in their environments against the pests, insects, bacteria, and even the UV rays. So yeah, the astringency is all because of the tannin levels. And once again, if you're steeping your tea for too long, then you're extracting more tannins. All right, and the next word is oxidization. This is one that you'll probably come across often. And the level of oxidation that a tea undergoes will determine its tea type as well as how the tea tastes. The green tea, for example, is actually not oxidized or very minimally, and the taste is more grassy and vegetal, more fresh because it's not oxidized. On the other end of the spectrum, you have the black tea, which is fully oxidized. Therefore, the colors are much darker browns, amber. So the oxidation is one of the key processing stages that determines the tea type. Just think of this process as the chemical reaction between tea plants and oxygen. The darker the colors, the deeper the flavor. The last word for this episode is ta chi. This is pretty much the vibe that you get. It's almost like the rut is high. For some, it's feeling energized. For some, it's just feeling calm. So this is the beauty of tea. You can definitely tap into its effects and blessings. Whenever I drink green tea, I'm definitely getting that nice relaxed high. It takes around 20-30 minutes to kick in. Definitely noticeable. Different tea will have different effects on your body, so see what works for you. And a bonus word to infusion is session. So after you finish your infusions of tea, you call that a session. It's like musicians getting together for a jam session. So yeah, one sitting, one session. All right, and that's all for today. 10 tea terms, which will definitely come in handy and will definitely help you navigate through the world of tea. If you enjoyed this, hit the like button, subscribe. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comment section below. I'm your host, Andrew, and I'll see you guys on the next one.